is Thomas Fidone II. And listen, guys, I'll be honest with you guys. Both around 7 guys we got, we did not have on our scouts ahead of time. This is guys I had to look up here last night, this morning, and make sure I had all the info on to give you guys. That's why we delayed. We said we're going to delay our recap episode to Sunday. I wanted a chance to actually go through and scout anybody that we hadn't scouted, and that's where we're at with these 2 7th-round picks here. Fidone is 6'5", 243 pounds, 22 years old, played over at Nebraska. In high school, guys, he was a big-time recruit. He was the number 1 tight end in the country. Number 1. He was a top 40 recruit overall in the country. Not just tight, overall. Like, that's pretty damn impressive there. He's the highest rated recruit to go sign with Nebraska since 2008. They were really, really excited when they got him. Definitely a little disappointed with what happened, though. His first 2 years, he only played 1 game because of back-to-back ACL tears. Back-to-back ACL tears, guys. If that's not a giant, I don't know what it is. It's like that tends to be an issue we've had over the years there. So he finally starts again in 23. It's his first real year in Nebraska. 25 catches, 260 yards. This past season, 12 games, 9 starts, 36 catches, 373 yards, and a 62.6 PFF rate. So still not great. I look at this kid as the boomer bust. And I'm okay with boomer bust in the 7th round, guys. Let's be honest. Most guys that are drafted in the 7th round will make it maybe 1-2 years in the NFL. That's what it is. So we're getting a kid who is highly rated coming out of high school, has massive injury issues, fought back from those injury issues, and now is trying to get back to talent-wise where he was. Hasn't really had a chance to develop in college. I'm okay with that. Because how many times you see guys in college have like 300-400 yards receiving as tight end, and the next year they just ball out? Happens all the time. Absolutely happens all the time. This is a low risk move that you're hoping to get a high reward out of. No one will know. And let's be frank, chances are won't be the high reward. But I can see where they look at that and say that, okay, because you got a guy who was a top recruit in high school, has some injuries, takes some time to get over them, and you never really fully saw him develop in college, right? It's a move for the future. That's what this is. And I wouldn't be shocked at all if he ends up on our practice squad and we try to see what we can get out of him there. Here's some info on him. Also, a very smart kid by all accounts. Very smart, very well-mannered, but also very aggressive on the field, which I like as well. This is straight from Nebraska's website here. Academic All Big Ten, 22, 23, 24. 8-time Nebraska Scholar Athlete Honor Roll. The Brooke Behringer Citizen Team in 21. Tom Osborne Citizen Team in 21 and 24. So he's got a lot of accolades when he's off the field, in the classroom, in the community, and everything like that. I like to see that. Here's what Nebraska head coach Matt Rule had to say about him. He said, "There's no one more loyal than Fidone, so I'm excited for him. He's going to get drafted, I think. I mean, I've gotten more calls at him. He's an unbelievable, freaky athlete. He took probably the toughest shot to the knee. I saw the practice rep. I almost threw up when I saw it. No disrespect to the kid who did it. I just haven't seen anything like it. Sometimes I see some vitriol on Twitter for that kid, and it's like, why? Because he was a 5-star and you wanted a little more? That's tough. I think he's an amazing, amazing young man." So, yeah, I will say this as well. I saw a lot of things on the draft boards and people who are fans of Nebraska. Ignore them. Because they will not tell you nice things about this kid. But that's just because they had so much hope for him. Again, the biggest prospect they've gotten since 2008. Not his fault he had a couple ACL tears. You can't. It's not like they were like plotting for that. He was like, you know what? I need a couple years off. We can just tear this ACL a couple times. Like, you can't control that part of it. I hate when people get upset at people over getting injured. It's not like that was their intention. Unless they did something stupid. Like you did something really dumb, like re-injured your Achilles because you didn't listen to your doctor. You, Deshaun Watson. That's the only time that you get mad about that kind of stuff. Otherwise, you can get frustrated, and I get that part. But you can't let it get point it gets personal. I did see some of that there, definitely. This is what the Athletics' Dan Brudler said about him. He said, a 2-year starter at Nebraska, Fidone was a Y tight end in former offensive coordinator Marcus Satterfield's pro-style spread. 61.5 snaps in line, 35.1% in the slot. Highly recruited at a high school, ranked one spot ahead of Brock Bowers in the 2021 tight end recruiting class. His career was sidelined by 2 major knee injuries, although he returned to the field and flashed that high-end ability. So, again, we're talking back in high school. Back in high school, he was rated just above Brock Bowers. You think that's a guy you can take a 7th-round shot on, I mean? I don't see a problem with that. Again, not the guy that I would have taken. I would have taken Lachey to Iowa State personally. I just trust Iowa State's, track record with tight ends. But yeah, like I said, it's definitely something that I look at and I go, I see why. I see why you'd be interested in this pick. This is a guy that, again, you're not putting much risk in, and you're looking for a chance to go ahead and potentially hit pretty big. Now, I do see, by the way, the question Jay's asking. Kind of important if it's the same knee or both, 3 ACLs and it's over. I've seen you say that there, Jay, so I do want to address it. I can't tell if it is or not, to be very frank with you. I know back-to-back seasons. That's all I'm seeing. I'm even looking it up. That's why you see my eyes where they're at in one of my screens above there. I'm looking at it through there. I have no clue, to be very frank with you. I just know that it was, 2 different back-to-back seasons with ACL. And I'm looking here, trying to even see on Reddit forums even, nothing. No one's talking about it whatsoever. So I have no clue. It's 50-50. So if anybody happens to know that, feel free to put in the comments section, whether it's on the live or if later on we make this into a specific video on Fidone or not. Here's what Bleacher Report gave on him. So I'll give you a little more on him because of the fact that, and also the next guy, Corey Black, in a moment, because we didn't even talk about these guys leading up to the draft. They didn't make our boards. Positive. This is from the Bleacher Report. Positives: leader athlete with good straight line build-up speed, tall, lean build with great arm length and wingspan that makes plays at the catch point. In-line run blocking experience with a strong motor and effort. Untapped potential to develop into a strong pass catching threat. Their negatives: needs to improve his functional and play strength at the point of attack. Injuries kept him off the field for 2 years, limiting his development, and needs to become a stronger route runner to combat physical, handsy defenders. Like I said, I like the pick. I at first with the day, I was like, "Who? What?" I didn't really look at this kid going into it. He didn't make our top list of tight ends based on what he did in the field. And again, I would have taken Lachey personally if I was Joe Shane. But I see what he likes about this kid. I see the potential he sees in this kid. I also just know that in my time watching football, I see a lot of potentially in 7th round picks that just never pan out. And I see back-to-back ACL seasons, and then he's now 2 seasons in college and hasn't gone back to where he was. Again, he was ranked ahead of Brock Bowers in high school. You don't see that kind of production, obviously, now 2 years into Nebraska. So, is there a chance he develops into something? Sure. Am I going to hold my breath? No. But I don't hold my breath at any 7th rounder. That's what you do. You take the risk. You hope for a reward. So, not a bad pick, like I said. I'm just not going to hold my breath on it.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app And look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.